Anything else, Gene?
No.
Billy? No, that's outside.
I just want to mention the Snowflake Festival's this weekend in the town community special event. It'll be Saturday from 10 to 3 at Cicero Elementary School. That's all.
Heather?
Couple things, actually more than a couple. The first is just to let you know that I've had a preliminary discussion with Paul Fritz of EDR about the Brewerton Hamlet design standards. Paul and I are working to get a small group of, we hope, planning board members and then members of the Brewerton Advisory Committee to sit down with us and hash out ideas for what would be a general consensus as to what would be desirable to then bring back to this board for review, and we have a tentative time frame to at least get that accomplished by the mid portion of February.
You're compiling the list right now.
The second thing is something that was on the agenda last time and had to be deferred, but somehow it just was eliminated from the agenda, and that's the roads and easements in the bluffs at Oneida Shores. You should have all received a memorandum from our office on that, and if you're agreeable, I'd ask that you accept the roads and easements there as presented.
Do you have any problems, Chris, with that? Motion to approve is presented.
Second.
Mr. Atty?
Yes.
Mr. Ryback?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes. Anything else, Heather?
Oh, yes. The third thing is to just update you on the building height local law, that we're looking for some more restrictive standards. Chief Carvel and I have discussed it briefly, and what he asked me to do is give him some time to speak with the other police chiefs
Fire chief, yeah.
I'm sorry, good lord.
Sorry, Chief.
Fire chiefs in the area to get a consensus from them as to what overall they would like to see. He plans on getting that back to me so that I can put it in a local law format for him to review and for your consideration. So that's where we are with that. The fourth thing is that I'm sorry.
Is there any need for the time frame to mesh with your inquiry to the state about the fire protection that we talked about?
We can't do that. We can't petition the state until we have the local law drafted. Let's put it that way.
Which will include opportunity for the police to, or for the fire, I did it too, for the fire folks to have access for their trucks in order to get to the 60 height.
That's exactly what, it's my understanding, and I don't want to speak for Chief Carvel, but that's what he was going to propose to the other fire chiefs. What sort of access they would like to see, standpipes, that sort of thing, and when he gets a general consensus from them, he'll propose it back to me. I can put it in a local law format for fire chiefs to review and for you to review. If you're comfortable with it, we would move forward as a regular local law adopted, but also at that time start the path and looking for approval from the state to have these more restrictive standards.
Chief, you have anything you'd like to add while we're on the subject, or did she cover everything?
No, it's pretty well covered. I just want to make sure, I don't have any problem doing a lot of the work on it, but I want to make sure I get buy-in by the other departments.
Okay.
We're all on the same ground.
Right, good.
Last thing, I have 3 litigation matters that are pending right now that I hope the board might be agreeable to discussing in executive session. The first one is Doe versus Town of Cicero. The second one is Goslow versus Town of Cicero. And the third is Town of Cicero versus Scott Chatfield, whenever the board's agreeable.
We'll make that 15A.
Okay. That's it for me, thank you.
Gary?
Nothing.
Wayne?
Yes, I have 3 things. I would like the board to put a memo in everybody's box concerning the approval or the authorization to have Charlie Mattis complete 3 drainage problems in the Nebo Lane, Bristol Path area to alleviate flooding. This was bid last September. Vern, in Jay's absence, Vern asked me to put this on the agenda tonight, and he couldn't be here tonight, so.
Just so everybody knows, Vern had knee surgery today. I really expected him to come in here on crutches, but I think he decided to stay home. Just to point out that you asked for 3 bids from Nico, Ferroli, and Mattis, isn't that correct?
Yes, we did.
And Mattis was the only one that acknowledged.
That's correct.
Anybody have any questions? Motion to approve.
I do, excuse me.
Third.
We'll be inspecting this after the work's done to make sure they did a good job?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm concerned with some of that.
Okay.
Not, that sometimes there's not been adequate work for the money that we've asked, that they've asked
Okay.
for the, you know, and for what we've asked them to do, it wasn't done well. This is, could we say?
It's the total project cost is $18,648.
Thank you.
Second.
Second.
Ms. Tarwacki?
Yes.
Mr. Ryback?
Yes.
Mr. Coro?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes. Anything else, Wayne?
A second item is the approval to accept 2 fire hydrants in the Wide Waters development area down next to Wegmans. The hydrants have already been installed, and I believe, I don't have it here, but I believe I included with your memo the letter from Aqua saying that they accepted the hydrants. And
The
would like
chief's
to
back
vote.
there now, he's had to, so I'm
Yes.
sure he's in agreement, so.
Yes.
Motion to approve is presented.
Second.
Ms. Tarwacki?
Yes.
Mr. Ryback?
Yes.
Mr. Coro?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes.
The third item is I would like to request approval to, for Marine Larmer to complete her training that's required by the state so she can be certified as a code inspection or a code enforcement officer. The cost of the training is free, and the only cost to the town would be mileage for her vehicle because she lives in Bridgeport to travel to her and run back and through Wakefield. There is, right now, we're short a car, and the car she uses is shared with the assessor's office, so there is not a car available.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Tarwacki?
Yes.
Mr. Ryback?
Yes.
Mr. Coro?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes. Do you have anything else, Wayne?
No.
How about the moratorium for the, what are we gonna do with that? For the windmills that everybody seems to wanna put up now. Do you wanna
Oh,
go
I'm
forward
sorry,
with that tonight?
I'm sorry, I forget. I also would like, I put a memo in your box, for consideration to be, for Willatus Law Firm to start looking into preparing legislation for the construction of windmills in the town. We've had a number of requests. As a matter of fact, we had one this afternoon. These are small units, personal units, that are becoming increasingly popular and will be with the as technology advances and the cost of energy keeps rising. So I would like to have something on the books so we have something to go by when these come in. But in the interim, while this is being prepared and investigated, I'd like to have a moratorium in place to prevent anybody from constructing them.
Can we do it in six months? 3 months?
You would need to do the moratorium by local law though, so I would suggest if you wanted to do that, set a public hearing date tonight, for February sometime. We should be able to get a moratorium at least in place and then work with Wayne. And also I think probably, your engineers a little bit on you know, the local law regarding windmills themselves.
Can we do it by the 11th? Or is that too tight?
That's gonna be too tight.
We'll go to the 25th. I make a motion that we set February 25th, 2008 for the hearing for the, what would you like to call this?
It's called a windmill moratorium.
Perfect.
Just a curiosity, are most of these requests coming on commercial development or
No, they aren't. They're coming from private individuals.
Residential?
Residential, yes.
really?
And they're small units. The person I talked to last week, he was requesting one that was approximately 4 feet high and 2 feet in diameter. It's like a
They mount these where, on the house
cylinder.
itself?
Well, it could be on top of a building or on top of a pole.
Looks like a tin can
Yeah.
that spins.
It was in the paper, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, that they were investigating their use down at the mall, and putting them up in the parking lot across the Hiawatha Boulevard. Something similar to that.
Well, obviously, we're not talking what's up on Tug Hill then.
No,
No.
I hope
And
not.
I think the same gentleman was asking about, solar panels, correct, is that right?
The person that came in today, yes.
And there's no specific ordinance that we have that addresses
I
that?
haven't had a chance I'm not aware of anything in the code,
Yeah,
but that's a little bit less disturbing than a windmill.
right. I think more people are starting to look at, ways they can save money.
No, that's,
Wind power, solar power, even though there's not much sun around here. but-
We have housing in existence now with solar panels.
sure we can, yeah.
Anyone like to I'll second that motion.
Mr. Radke?
Yes.
Mr. Ryback?
Yes.
Mr. Coro?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes. Anything else, Wayne?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Anita?
Nothing at this time, thank you.
Sure, Anita.